Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week we have few pairs that we'll be looking at. We have USD ZAR, Kiwi Swiss franc, US oil, US 30 and Bitcoin. Okay, so we are going to go through these five Forex pairs. We see how the week ahead will be. Okay, so last week we had a very nice push of the dollar index to the downside, of which I do expect more of it to come, and we'll capitalize on dollar pairs. So for you guys, I'm going to analyze for you guys USD ZAR. Okay, let's start with USD ZAR. So USD ZAR, you can see we had a nice push to the upside over here. Then we started pushing down over here, but you can see the push to the downside was a bit impulse and corrective moves over there, impulse, another correction, another push to the downside. Okay, of which this one over here was dropping with a pattern, giving us a sign of again push to the upside. But again, as you can see, the push to the upside is even more corrective. Okay, it's even more corrective, so it means that this price will soon start to drop to the downside. So let's come up with our patterns. We see if the price is ready or not. Okay, so on dollar ZAR we had this pattern from way back. I know you guys already have seen this one. We have this 1 to 3 touch. It was nice to see. Okay, and inside it we also have this another 3 touch pattern that went to touch the overall bigger 3 touch pattern. Okay, we had also this one. So we are adding more confluence. We are adding more confluence to our buyers to the downside. We are adding more confluence to our buyers to the downside. So you can see once the price reached that third touch, it dropped the downside. But as you can see, the drop the downside was very corrective. Okay, so it was a signal to us that the price might push up again, and you can see the push to the upside was impulsive as compared to the down move over here. So it was either two things to happen. It was either, since the overall pattern is towards the downside, it was either we get a double top, or price to break this top, catch people on the wrong side, and then we quickly reverse to the downside. So let's try and see the psychology in this part. So looking to the left, we can see this area over here. Okay, so you can see if you were to trade support and resistance, you might see this as a resistance, again resistance. So seeing it being broken over here, you'll be looking for buys, because the area has now become the support. Okay, so that's how most people are taken out in this trade. So as you can see, since it has a double top, some people will be looking for sales and others will be looking for a breakout and a retest to continue. But for us, since this one is like a psychological level, we need to see how the market has broken that key area. We need to see how the market broke that key area. So let's go down to a lower time frame. We see what happened over there. And as you can see, the price broke it correctively. Okay, the price broke that key level correctively, which it was an indication that this price will break this key level, and then we take it back to the inside, of which it was to go to the downside. So coming up with our 3 touch pattern, we had this one over here. Okay, we had this one. After that third touch, you can see the price has pushed to the downside nicely. Okay, so as you can see, we have the first push already happened. So what we need to wait for is the correction. Now we can get rid of this key area because we have already seen what was happening in those levels. So as you can see, the price did reach our third touch. Okay, and what happens is the price has pushed aggressively to the downside. So what you should be waiting for is the correction now for confirmation to enter this market. So you'll be looking for that correction over here, then we continue with the price to the downside. So guys, don't miss out on this one. And most dollar pairs, actually, we are now at a phase of correction. We are now at a phase of correction coming next week, and we'll be looking to capitalize on those drops over there. Minimum target would be 90% rule, which is over here. Okay, but we all know the overall structure, it has a long way to go, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, we'll see how it goes, but focus on those cells over there. Next on our list is Kiwi Swiss franc. Now on Kiwi Swiss franc on a daily chart, let's just see. On a daily chart, you can see the price has been pushing down. Over here it was corrective, giving us a sign of these buys, and then these buys gave us this 3-touch pattern for the drop. And then since we had a very big drop over here, the price had to come back to fill that gap over here, and then the price pushed against the downside. So over here I did expect this one to be a correction followed by a continuation to the upside, but what happened is after the correction, the price decided again to drop to the downside. Okay, so right now currently what I'm seeing is a move to the downside, but correctively. Okay, this move is so corrective, and considering that this push over here was aggressive, same as this one, we'll have to push again to the upside to correct this move, same as the way we did in this area. Then we know if it will continue again to the downside. So let's just come up with patterns over here. Let's go to 4-hour chart. On 4-hour chart, let's just see. Let's see. This pair looks a bit dirty, but if you know how to analyze this pair, it looks so lovely. As you can see, guys, we have this double bottom over here. What are most people thinking in that double bottom? Okay, most people think of this area being support for this price to continue buying. Okay, so people have their stop losses below these lows, and what happened is the price broke the downside, took out those liquidity, and potentially it will start to push up again soon. So you guys, you need to put yourself in a direction that you know most people are not in it. Okay, because you know most people are the people who trade support and resistance. So the more they are in the wrong side of the market, the better for you guys, because the market will push impulsive when all the retailers have been taken out. Okay, when most retailers have been taken out, that's where you see those big moves happening. So with this one, I did expect this low to be broken. Seeing this double bottoms and double tops for me are usually liquidity zones, so I usually don't trade those patterns, okay, because they are usually liquidity. So for me, I expected this price to come and break this double bottom, grab the liquidity, then we push to the upside. So with that in mind, we need to look for a pattern that will be showing us that there is a signal for buys coming real soon. Okay, so with this one, we can get clear pattern if we invert this chart. Can invert this chart, you can see a very clean pattern where you can see this is an impulse downside, impulse up, correction, and another impulse. So you can see this one is sort of a W face, which has given us this pattern of which should be dropping to the downside over here. So let's just draw a pattern, then we invert back our chart. So we have this lovely touch, 3-touch pattern over there and over here. Okay, now let's take it back. As you can see, guys, we did expect this price to break the downside. This is no surprise. Okay, this one is no surprise. So we have this lovely 3-touch pattern, and currently what we are waiting for is the first impulsive move to the upside. That's it. You just need to wait for that first impulsive move to the upside, and just for you to confirm it that it is changing direction, you can even come up with a trend line in this area. You can come up with a trend line just to give you that indication that the price is switching its direction, it's switching its bias from the downtrend to the uptrend. So you can just wait for this push to the upside, then potentially get a correction over here, then we continue to the upside. So what your job is just to look on this correction, because this first push will not be confirmed if we don't have a correction to the downside. This is the flag that you look for entry for those big buys to the upside, because since this correction has taken so long, potentially the 90% rule will reach, and obviously since we have this big push to the downside over here, we'll be looking to fill all this gap left with this big candle over here. So potentially it will reach these levels, then from there we'll see how the market will form over there. So this one is going to be another good swing trade, so be alert on this one, guys. This one is going to be a lovely one. Okay, these setups are looking so nice and clean, so hopefully you'll capitalize on them. Next, let's go to US oil. Okay, with US oil, it has been forming quite corrective. Okay, it has been very corrective. As you can see, after this big push to the upside, it quickly reversed down with another big push to the downside, and after that we just had a corrective move to the upside followed by the drop which was expected, and now we are getting another corrective move to the downside which has taken way longer. Okay, so we are expecting this price to push again to the upside. So let's just go deeper to see what you can get from this one. Let's go to 4 hour. On 4 hour we have this level to consider. Let's just see, we have this level over here. Okay, you need to mark those key areas to see how people are getting caught on the wrong side. Okay, because for this one, when the price reached this level, people are seeing it as a support. Okay, so as you can see, it reached this level, it bought, reached again over here, it bought for a little, for some time, and then pushed again the downside and breaking it. Okay, so these small buys over here was the trap. This small buy over here was the trap. Then the market pushed down, taking people who already entered the buy, and now we are pushing again to the upside. So let's just see what you can come up with over here. And what I can see right now is, let me see, present anchor points, this one and this one, and upper trend line be here. So as you can see, we have this lovely 3-touch pattern over here on oil, which has formed quite nicely actually. This is a very nice pattern. You can see after this third touch, the price has pushed to the upside. Okay, has pushed very nicely to the upside. Okay, and if you are to draw your trend line, we have already broken that trend line. Okay, we have already broken that trend line, so it's a good indication that the price might be starting to push to the upside. And considering that we are back inside this key level, it's a very nice indication that this price will be pushing to the upside right now. So what we'll be waiting for is just that corrective phase over here, and then we enter this market, potentially giving us this sort of head and shoulder over here for the buys. So on oil, focus on this correction that will happen in coming this week, because it just looks so nice, guys. Looks so nice. Okay, 90% rule target will be here, but I'll be looking to see this gold reaching all the way to, let's see some good clean candles over here. You can take this clean candle from here, or you can also take these clean candles from here. As you can see, from here we had these big impulsive red candles which did not correct, and also here we had these impulsive candles which did not correct. So I'm expecting those these gaps to be filled over there. So I'm looking forward to see how the price reacts on these two levels over here. But overall move is towards the upside, so watch out on this one. Next on the list is US30. Indices are looking so nice for the buys, guys. If you're not in yet for the buys, just wait for a proper confirmation, because we haven't gotten the correction for us to enter this market. But the way this market is moving is that we have these clean red candles after this bullish candle over here. So if this is the order block that I'll take, of which I'll expect this price, if it's to push to the upside, I expect a pullback, and then we continue all the way to these levels. From here we'll see how the market reacts. Okay, that will be my target. So let's see if we can get something out of this. So as you can see from the bottom over here, the price did give us indication of pushing to the upside, seeing this descending type of channel over here. So this one was a nice indication that the price will be pushing to the upside, and the first impulse has already happened. So what we'll be waiting for is that correction or confirmation, followed by the second impulsive wave. And looking at it, you can see these impulsive moves started all the way from these two big green candles over here. So the last red candle which we were to wait for the price to pull back to was in these levels, in these areas. Okay, with indices, most indices and the commodities, most of them you just look for the order blocks, because like for Nasdaq and US30, it really gives us those clean patterns. Okay, like you can see this descending channel, it was a 3-touch pattern which was descending like this, but if you are to draw that perfect pattern, you could not have got it. Okay, you could not have got it. So with this one, You can see the price tried to pull back but didn't tap to that level, to that zone over there. So what I'll be waiting for, since we have broken the structure, you can see this is a previous lower high which has been broken. Okay, this is a previous lower high which has been broken over here. This is a previous low high which has been broken, so there is a break of structure over here. So what I'll be expecting is this price to pull back again up to this level. Then I'll be looking to take those trades to the upside. So watch out on indices. Majority of, actually all indices will be having same structure happening. Okay, if you look at Nasdaq, German 30, German 40, they will have the same structure happening. Okay, so you can take these sales, but it's a bit risky because the push is towards the upside. Or you can just be patient and wait for this price to come to you. Just wait for this price to come to you. So from here, this one will be a very lovely trade, of which from here you can just hold. Once we reach these levels, you take your buys, hold all the way to these areas. Then you see how the market will react from those levels over there. Okay, this one looks so nice. Lastly, it's Bitcoin. You can see with Bitcoin, it has been moving same as the indices. It has been moving same as the indices. You can see we had this corrective move over here, which was a nice indication for this drop, the downside. But you can see this drop was aggressive. It didn't give us correction for an entry over there. So we didn't get any entry on that. Okay, but you can see the price did give us a sign that it was to drop the downside. You can see we have a 3-touch pattern over here. We have a 3-touch pattern which dropped the price the downside. And what happened is that after this big red candle, you can see the price started forming this descending channel, same as the indices actually, and the price pushed to the upside. So with this one is even better because this candle is too big and it's a very bullish candle. So we expect this price to correct this candle before we continue to the upside. So this one is a bit easier to see that, to see those order blocks. Okay, this one will be easier. And the fact that, as you can see, we have broken structure over here. We have broken this higher low. Okay, we have broken this higher low over here. So breaking this higher low, I'll be looking to see this price pushing back inside these clean candles over here before we take the buys again. So looking at the order block that I'll be taking the buys will be in these levels, the last red candle over here. Okay, and my potential targets, you can see first target will have been here, the last green before they pushed the downside, and the second target where the overall the move started is this green over here. Okay, so as you can see, we already have our zones, and you can see currently the market reached that first zone over there and it has just tapped it. And what I'm waiting to see is this correction up to this level. Then we push all the way to this area. So this one is just the same as the indices, guys. As you can see, it's the same setup like US 30. So we'll be looking to take again these buys. This one will be some nice hold over here. We'll be looking to take these buys from these levels all the way to these areas. So this one looks also nice. And this one has high chance of playing out. This one has very high chance of playing out. And if this price, since this push to the upside was a bit aggressive, seeing this correction being big like this, there is high chance that we might be forming this correction over here for potential continuation to the downside, same as the indices. We have still one last drop to go before we look at those buys. Okay, but for now we'll be looking for our buy setups for now. Okay, look for buy setups. So that's it for me this week. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers, guys.